Yo, what's poppin', all my peeps? It is I, your host with the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts. Joined alongside, as always, the best of the West. You can't forget about Sara Marshall back for another edition of the Raw Rewind, presented by Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show. Sara, what's poppin'?
Hey, yo.
Also, we're talking WrestleMania today, by the way.
Damn right we are. If you
Not Raw. I have nothing about Raw. Nothing. We can talk about Raw if you want, but I got nothing.
Now we do WrestleMania because, it'll bleed together. That's what I mean.
Well,
it's kind of going to bleed together.
Yeah. I was actually I was so bummed that I didn't go to the show last night. And then after watching the show, I'm totally cool with not being there because it was not what I was expecting. So the selfish part of me, because I didn't go, I'm like, I'm good with that. I didn't go. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of meh. I think, what the thing is I think the biggest reason that I feel that way is because no John Cena.
Yep.
No Roman Reigns and no Logan Paul. So it was to me, it's just kind of ridiculous that those three weren't there because they have three. I mean, I wouldn't say that they have the biggest matches. Obviously, we know Cody and Roman have the biggest match.
That's a given.
But the other two, those are really big matches too. And I feel like they should have had, I mean, even if they didn't get Cena, at least have Roman and Logan there.
No, I'm okay with not having Logan there. It feeds more into the outsider element. So I'm okay with that. And plus, I will say, even though it wasn't the best go-home show before WrestleMania for Raw, it was still A-, B+ in my eyes. It still did the job. I was entertained by it. And because of that, I don't think you needed him on the show. I don't care to see Logan Paul give a bullshit knockout punch.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
I'd rather see Seth Rollins and him do an Ali match and the crowd actually get a chance to do the O chant. And that's all that matters heading into WrestleMania.
Well, and David makes a good point. There is also no Edge, and then we only got this little thing from Finn, which was the video for Finn was cool. Obviously, as a Finn Balor fan, it was really cool to see that. But again, it was just there just wasn't a lot of hype, for anything really, other than Cody's match, which is fine. But if you're hyped about that match, you didn't need last night to hype you more. And if you weren't hyped about it, you didn't get hyped from it last night. So I don't know. I just felt like they could have done a little bit more. And I don't know, maybe they're just saving their best for Saturday and Sunday. I don't know. But I was a little disappointed, but I guess it is what it is. But we're only a few days away. So
I'm at WrestleMania for anyone who is a faithful peep here. My countdown, my check-in here. We're at WrestleMania 34.
Okay, so you have
AJ
4
Styles,
more. You have 1 for the next 4 days.
Which it might bleed in, and we might combine it because I'm feeling a little time crunch. I wish I had a little more time and thought of this beforehand better. So I'm going to just have TV Bezos over there just be the WrestleMania TV. And, minus... Well, I'm not even going to watch them tomorrow night. I'm going out Thursday. So, yeah, I think we're going to just dedicate that to WrestleMania.
Oh, Mr. Popular tomorrow.
Sorry. Yeah, I got my peeps coming up, and, I got to be a champion to them and show them around the great city of Boston at one of my restaurants.
So fancy.
That's what happens when you're the champ, Sara. You got to go out and be the face. Which is exactly what Roman is not doing. So who's a better champion? I'm not going there. Okay, so now you talk because I've dug myself into a hole.
I don't really. You want to just get straight into predictions, or do you have anything else to add? I mean, I guess let's see. What else do I want to say?
The only thing I would add from Raw that is worth noting is the main event, and I tweeted this that it felt like an Attitude Era main event on a Raw, where it's organized chaos is a good word to put it, or a good way to put it, where you have this, I would say, pay-per-view-esque match, maybe not like a Mania or SummerSlam type match, but definitely a pay-per-view match that ends the show. But it's not just because it's two guys, it's because it's two factions or it's two groups or connecting
Mhm.
whatnot. And you just have everybody come out and, beat up each other a little bit, kind of throw a wrench into the match, and then you get, the payoff finish that sends the crowd home ecstatic. And
Mhm.
I just didn't think that there has been a match so far, at least in a quite a bit, that it had the two undefeated streaks. It had the
I
Bloodline, it had Cody, it had
Okay.
yeah, like, that's the thing to me that made it so, like, "Oh my god, this feels like I'm rewatching the '90s again," which, of course, we are, because guess who's behind the curtain at Gorilla? So,
So I have 2
what are
things
you gonna
now.
say?
So
Yeah,
one,
oh,
I
yeah,
was actually
right.
kind of bummed that they ended Solo's streak. I guess a lot of people weren't aware of it because I saw it on Twitter or someone was like, "Oh wow, they really ended Solo's winning streak or whatever." And there were so many people that were like, "I had no idea." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was kind of bummed just because like even though it was Cody, I just felt like, that was kind of a cool thing that was attached to Solo up until that point. And they very easily could have just ended that match in a DQ. Like it wouldn't have really been any different than like, okay, yeah, cool. Like Cody got a win over Solo despite the interferences, and it's like he's the enforcer and he's never been pinned, but it's like they weren't even really advertising that as much. It was just kind of like, oh, he's undefeated and so am I. But then it was like it didn't become a thing all night. They didn't like celebrate it as it happened. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, it's like whatever. So I was just kind of bummed about that. Not that I mean, in the big scheme of things, I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it was just kind of a cool attachment to Solo, I
Yeah,
guess. And then the other thing I thought was I liked Becky last night. I know that I'm biased because Becky is one of my queens, but she killed it on the mic last night, and it just kind of made me think about how much more this feud could have been had they just let them kind of like throw fire at each other, and it's just been very tame. And that's just me, I guess, expecting more from the obvious match that's just they throw the legends in because it's WrestleMania. I'm having higher expectations for it, which might be my bad because a lot of the time that's not what they do with those types of matches. But um yeah, I just was thinking about all the possible awesome back and forths we could have had they actually just let them do it. But
yeah.
I don't know, maybe we'll see something better post
What I
Mania.
love
I don't know.
what I love from this is that you're spot on with the, what we could have got from a feud with just them two. This made me realize that this needs to be done in like a couple years. Keep adding ammo to this. Let's just see how much we can build and then get a really big payoff. Because
You mean Becky and Bailey?
yes, and by
Even though
years I mean like
oh, okay. I was
a
gonna say
year
because
or
it's
two.
they were using years as it. They've been used. They at the beginning of this whole feud between Becky and Bailey was all like Becky was mentioning you've been jealous of me basically since we came up together and blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah
keep
blah because
building
she
upon that
yeah. They
and
should have
just
done more with that for sure. But then it's because they wanted to make it into not a one-on-one match
and
that they
Damage
then kind of
Control's hot right now too. Like they're unbelievable faction, honestly,
who
and they need to be huh?
who's hot right now?
Damage Control.
Oh, okay. I just didn't hear what you said. That's all.
Oh, okay. Damage Control. They are just the best way to introduce heel women's factions that stick around and can be dominant.
Mhm.
And I would say you can't really have Becky and Bailey have a true, main event type feud with, how the trajectory of Damage Control is going right now. And to add the legends to it, you can do a Trish Becky moment and feud to set up SummerSlam because I saw that hinted on Twitter today. It's one of the, and I mean, it's just prime. I mean, you could even have Trish turn up on Becky and join Damage Control or something, and then have Lita, whatever.
That's
Point is, there's a lot you can do there. So I like this legend, and it's Hollywood. they want to see bigger names rather than bigger spots.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So
yeah. Sorry, I have too many animals around me right
yeah,
now.
you got your own little Animal Crossing over there.
Okay, Remy is backing off for now. I'm just like, please don't. I have to have
Is
Brady
that
with me right now. It's
Remy
just,
wants to interfere?
yep.
Get Remy a mic.
Remy, there's no room for you. I just don't. I have no
I
room.
come on this show
I'm
and
sorry.
interfere every week, and now the dog
Whatever.
gets all the attention.
Take it to your manager. Sorry. Okay, do you want to
Why?
jump into Mania predictions? Yes.
Do I want to get into Mania
Oh my god.
prediction?
Yeah.
There we go. I was fast that time.
Okay, so I have this in no order. I just try to do, just in more interesting order.
Nonsense.
But I did put this match first because we know that this is happening on Saturday. So we
And
are
it's
getting the
opening the show.
United
Sarah.
States Championship match between John Cena and Austin Theory. We already know, as you said, that it is opening the show on Saturday. First of all, how do you feel about that?
Not happy. Not
I'm not
happy at
either.
all. Sarah,
I'm
what
not
am I
either.
saying? You
Yeah,
don't want it.
I think I. So there's like a few ways that you can think about it, and for the most part, people are assuming Cena had obligations and he couldn't show up on Sunday. That's like what most people are thinking, that it's like he couldn't be there late, he's got to be out Saturday night, or he can't be there Sunday, and that's why they're like, all right, first thing, like you're going out first. And of course, it's a match because Cena's in it that they had to announce that it was going to go first, because if they didn't and John Cena comes out first, it would be like, what? Like, because even though it's not a main event, Cena being the kickoff match to any pay-per-view is odd. So I understand that.
Cena
But
had, yeah.
then the other idea that people were passing around, which I think is more far-fetched, but that maybe he's going to win the United States Championship, and then Sunday he comes out and has an open challenge, and then that leads to something, which, as great as that could be, because there's names floating around, whoever that could be, which could be great, right? But I think for Theory no. Like, if you're trying to put talent over, having Theory lose to Cena for then Cena to lose the next night to put over a debuting star or a returning star, that's not ideal. Like, at all.
The only way that works is if Theory wins and Theory gets cocky and steers
Right.
into the skid with that arrogance, ego driven, and
Yeah.
loses in a bullshit way, but then would win at the next pay-per-view, setting up a long-term feud. That is how you do that correctly.
But even then, I still
But even then, I don't want it. It's like,
yeah.
not this
I
year.
mean,
Not this year.
Obviously casual fans watch WrestleMania, so people who don't watch Raw and SmackDown religiously, they tune into Mania every year. I was one of those people when I would go through stretches that I didn't watch. So, of course, Cena winning would be appealing to them. But given the fact that Cena is not active, can't even commit to being there possibly more than one night, it doesn't work. No. So for my prediction, I do believe it will be Austin Theory who leaves with the championship. At least I'm going to put that out there too. I'm going to put that energy out there. And I'm the biggest Cena fan for, that some people may meet in their lifetime. So it's nothing against Cena. I just don't.
Yeah, you're bigger than me. I'll give you that.
I am.
Yeah,
I
will.
yeah.
The Rock will fight you.
Well, that's the thing that I've said before. Like, people who don't like me anymore, or people that like don't talk to me or whatever, especially people who have known me since junior high, every time they see John Cena, they think of me.
See, that's what I call sweet revenge.
That's what I think is funny, because then you can't escape me.
You can't.
You can't escape me. You can't erase your mind.
Let me in.
Let me in. Follow the buzzards.
Follow the buzzards.
So, so that's the only thing that I think is funny about that. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's interesting ways they could go about it, but I think especially since it's the opening match, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a normal, regular match that ends up with Theory winning. I get that people aren't fans of Theory. You're not supposed to be.
No, then he's doing a good job. If you are not a fan of Theory, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, so he needs to win this one for sure. So the next one that I have, we have Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. So we know that Lita and Becky are the women's tag team champions, but they are not on the line at Mania. So we've discussed this match, obviously, even just discussing it a little, at the top of the show or whatever. Depending on who you ask, I kind of am not sure how. I have two theories on how this match can go. And I think that the tag team championships are going to be involved possibly with the result of this match, regardless of what happens. But what do you think? Okay. So I think, let's say Trish, Lita, and Becky win, right? Everybody already believes that Trish is going to be turning on Becky because she's going to be jealous or mad that she took Lita, her bestie, right? Like, that's this whole thing.
Perfect.
So that can happen regardless of if they win or if they lose. So if they lose, it could be at the hands of Trish. Maybe Trish turns on Becky mid-match, which leads to Bayley or any of the other Io Sky or Dakota Kai winning, right? There you go. That sets that up. Or if they win, they're celebrating, and then Becky and Lita are like, yeah, we're tag team champs. And then Trish is like, and like bops her in the face, So
no, my light went out.
I think that it is something that could happen either way. But the thing that I find interesting about either scenario is I haven't seen any talk about Trish's schedule, like dedication, contributions, whatever, to wrestling after Mania. Like, I haven't seen anything about, is she going to be appearing on this many Raws? Is she going to be at this? Because like, obviously if she's just going to turn on Becky, if that's the belief and that's what ends up happening, then she has to be signing on to other Raws and even possibly Backlash. It can't just be this happened at Mania and then we just move on. So
yeah.
But I haven't seen anything. It doesn't mean nothing, but
no, to me, no news is good news. You don't see. It's especially now. I feel like you need a constant legend. What's the word? Like constant presence in the women's locker room for a bit, just because it's evolving. I mean, every day it is with the whatever, and because of that, you need the women who spearheaded it before, whether they are wrestling, whether they are producer role, whatever, and Trish's presence there is maybe more than just her on-screen roles. They definitely are utilizing that, and they're going to need to bring up NXT people. So it's a good little balance, get them ready, and there's a passing of the torch. It's gonna be till at least SummerSlam. Then I don't think we'll see Trish till maybe Royal Rumble. But yeah, I think till SummerSlam, it's, I would say, semi-regular appearance.
And as far as who I think is going to win, I don't know. I feel like it really just depends on what they end up deciding is post Mania. But I feel who needs to win, that's Damage Control. I think they need to win. Yeah. Becky has been getting the wins and the one-ups for the last couple months. I mean, even on Raw, that was a really, really, really great match. Which I thought was really cool to see Io get that moment, especially against someone like Becky, because I think, again, people kind of forget about the contributions that she's brought to the company and NXT. And Becky did make a point about, since the formation of Damage Control, it's kind of just been like the Bayley show, which I love Bayley, but the other two who were prominent in NXT, and it was very exciting that they returned alongside Bayley at SummerSlam. They kind of haven't been spotlighted, and they both can do really cool things. Obviously, Dakota was on the shelf for a bit because she was injured.
Dakota Kai is top 5 right now.
Yeah, but she obviously was injured, and then Io showed exactly the type of chick she is on Raw. That was phenomenal. That was amazing. I'm like, dude, I want to see this shit all the time because
Io's guys
that is, it's like that's the type of wrestling that we need more of in the women's division. Like, I don't know. I just really liked it. So I would really like for Damage Control to win because I feel like they need it more. Not
I
necessarily because I'm like, I want them to win. I'm a big fan. It's
yeah,
like, you know,
it's
but
Damage Control gets the win in my
yeah,
eyes,
yeah,
and Bailey needs it. Damage Control and Bailey need the win, and
yes. That's all. That's it. It was like, there's no other reason. It's they need it, but and again, nothing's gonna happen to Trish, Lita, or Becky for
no,
losing, you know,
Becky could
but
lose, and she's still the man.
yeah,
She's
but
still
Damage
whatever.
Control losing does impact them because then how are you supposed to take them seriously even more as a heel faction in the women's division? It's kind of like, you know, I don't know. And then I think I saw some comments, so I want to get to those comments. The Kingdom of Razor, hello. He says, I have an idea I want you to read, Sarah. Okay, you can send that to me if you'd like. And King Kato, hello. Theory needs a manager. Mania would be a great time to give him one. I think that would be cool, but who would be a good manager for Theory? I just always want to like just go to Paul Heyman, but obviously he's
No,
busy.
yeah, he's not
But
a gaming guy though. He's not.
no,
He's
no,
not.
but I'm like, I don't know. I hadn't thought about this, so I
What
don't
if it
have
is
one.
John Cena? How awesome would that be?
That would be kind of cool if he was like, yeah, if the hero who became your nemesis became your mentor.
And he works to get him over from complete heel to babyface, and we get babyface Austin Theory, and you actually kind
Babyface
of like
Austin
him,
Theory would be so weird, wouldn't it?
right? But like babyface Cena is a little cringy too sometimes, especially when he was rapping
I
about.
didn't say cringy. I said crazy. How dare you?
I'm
How
sorry,
dare you call my king cringy?
he was a little cringy. The Buff, what would that? There's one promo where he just spits I forget what it is, but it's like he just says nonsense words,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
like,
No, I'm not saying
oh,
there weren't like cringy moments. I just
oh no,
mean like
absolutely. But then
I
he
don't
goes out there
understand.
and talks about The Rock being a tooth fairy, and it's like, oh, this guy's OG. He's hard.
No, that was when he was rapping.
I know.
Yeah, no, that was a good line. He was
I
making
know. That's what
fun
I'm
of
saying.
him.
He can flip a switch. He can go
Oh,
from
I
good
thought
to
you were
bad.
saying
It's
that was a
incredible.
bad moment. I was like, I remember him
No,
being
that
like
was
tooth
incredible.
fairy. Like he was like very like
He insulted
anyway.
my dude, and I'm even still like props.
The Kingdom of Razor agrees with us. He says, I want Damage Control to come come to an end only because WWE hasn't been booking them well, but yes, they need the win. I don't want it to come to an end. I want to see what they can do with it because Bailey was saying that she wanted there were some other women that she had her eye on to join Damage Control. So I'm kind of interested to see if that ever comes to fruition. I would be
Cora
interested.
Jade in Damage Control.
I mean, I'm not against it. She's injured
That
right
would be
now.
pretty cool.
She's injured, but that's okay. And I don't know if she's not ready yet for the main roster, I don't think. She needs to have like a really, really, really good run in NXT before she comes up. And I'm not saying she isn't good, but she's still
No,
pretty
I
green.
see your vision is.
But anyway, yeah, I think maybe once Mania is over, we're gonna see some better stuff, I think, because you know, everything basically since the Royal Rumble becomes solely about Mania. So they don't really do anything else. It's always like, okay, well, we need to make sure whatever we're doing at Mania is set in stone, and that's all that we do between now and then. And I think Damage Control has kind of been one of the ones left behind in that regard. So I think
I would agree
post
with that.
Mania is going to be really good for them. All right, the next one that we also know is happening on Saturday night because it's Logan Paul's birthday. So Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. I made sure to put that in, even though I hate
No,
it.
he
But
is Seth. I was rewatching WrestleMania 33, and they were announcing him come out, and they said Seth, and I was like Seth freaking Raw, and they were just like Seth Rollins. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
and you're
we
like,
haven't. He hasn't evolved to that
sir,
point yet. We haven't unlocked
sir.
that attire.
So I was curious about other people's predictions today when I was preparing for this. So I was Googling it and I was just looking at random, you know, random websites that you never heard of before, dirt sheets, whatever, anywhere that I could find that people were posting their predictions. And the fact that I found more than one person predicts Logan Paul to win this match I immediately stopped looking. I was like, are you joking me?
If that's what you think, I got 2 words for you.
Yes,
That's how I
exactly.
feel.
I was like, why?
You can't have Logan Paul win.
They
I
didn't
mean,
provide
no, we
they didn't
can't.
provide reasons.
I can't.
It was like,
I can't put that. No,
no.
no.
And they didn't provide anything to back that up other than, oh, it's going to be a really great match. It might be the one that steals the show, blah, 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 blah. Logan Paul wins. Well, why? Like, you can't, like, if you're going to talk about a prediction and you're going to come out there and say somebody, like the celebrity in the match is going to win, you kind of need to provide some sort of reason for it because, no. So, Seth cannot go 0-4 in the last 4 Manias. He can't do that. And Logan is not going to lose anything by losing this match. Like, it doesn't matter. The way that people feel about him is going to remain that way. If he wins this match, it's not like people are going to love him more or hate him more. It's like they're going to hate him regardless, especially going up against Seth, who is taking over stadiums around the world right now.
As
They got
someone
to take
who's a
advantage of
part of
that.
it, as someone who's a part of that, I did want to mention that on this show at some point because, Sarah, I was thinking about this last night, right? Yes, last night when I was watching it. And there are a few things that I have been a part of where I take like a step back and I just like, wow, and you really take it all in.
Mm,
I've only really experienced that with Boston sports, clearly,
yeah.
but and a few wrestling moments here and there. And Seth Rollins, oh, burn it down, whatever theme song that we chant, it's unbelievable. And the fact that he has, like, I was picturing the Mania when they do that. There's going to be SoFi, yeah, it's like 60,000, 70,000,
Yeah.
maybe even more.
And didn't he have a choir last year doing it?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
he needs to do something different. He almost doesn't need the choir. Like, do something cooler with your entrance. Have the audience be your choir, you know? Wouldn't that be cool?
No, the light. No, yes, it would be. My light just went out. Yes, it would.
Your idea just popped.
Yeah, the light went out, so the one in my head could shine. Yes, no, that would be unbelievable. What if the audience did that? But my logistical concern with that is, how do you know that they're like? I know that sounds
They're
so silly,
going
but
to.
like, I don't know. That is going
I
to be
just
one of the entrances I am going to be eyes glued to the television.
I just wouldn't want to see a choir again, is all I mean. Like, if you
Yeah, shake it
want
up.
if
I
you
agree.
want them to, if you want to emphasize the singing of your song, we don't need to see something like that again. So it would just be cool if the audience was involved some way because we know that it's going to happen no matter what. Like, it's going to happen. And the coolest thing about it, I think, is the way that fans just started doing that on their own. It wasn't asked of them. It wasn't something that Seth encouraged. It was just something that they started doing, and then Seth took that and like ran with it. So I think that's really cool, and I'm excited. His match and his entrance is one I'm really excited about, and then Cody's because we'll get into the Cody thing. I don't even want to talk about it
I'm
yet.
not.
I'm not even
No,
talking about it
you
yet.
got to
But
save it because
yeah,
the
yeah.
clip
So
references. But oh my
I
god,
don't see
yeah.
any reason why Seth doesn't win this match.
No.
That's it. I really don't have a whole lot to say other than I will be livid beyond lividness if he loses.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. I mean, just
Okay.
yeah, I won't be as livid as you, but I will not be a happy camper if Logan Paul,
Oh, I'll be livid.
Seth
But
Rollins.
so then we get into another women's match. It's the women's WrestleMania showcase, which is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi
That was a long time ago.
versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. I actually like Chelsea and Sonya together. I like Chelsea and Carmella, but Carmella is off being injured or whatever. So I'm glad that they
She was on Wheel of Fortune.
I'm glad that they used Piper last week in her place, but her and Sonya, their banter was good
It
on
was
Raw.
very good.
So I do like that. Um, I think this has the potential to be a good match, but I do believe that we're going to see fan favorites Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler come away with this win, and I can't wait.
Oh no, Sarah, that can't happen. That
I
like
really think
can't
that's
that really can't
this is
happen.
also what this is
And
what I think about too, right? So since the women's tag team titles are not on the line at Mania, that means Lita and Becky are tag team champions. Who of these makes the most sense to challenge them? That's what I was thinking about with this one and then the men's showcase, because Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, great tag team, tall and small. We love it, right? Natalya and Shotzi, I don't even get me started. Chelsea Green and Sonya, too new. That's not the original plan. They're not going to win. So because they just added Ronda, where they didn't even have to like do any match to get in, like to win their spot, and we already know that the original plan was for them to be tag champions or something at Mania. I don't know. To me, that's just what it is, and it's easy for them to then have them go against Becky, who Ronda has kind of gone at it with before, and then they're gonna get the heel heat because it's Lita and Becky.
I have a theory
Oh my
that
god.
we're gonna have Ronda and Shayna be the ones that like you think's gonna win,
Mm-hmm.
and then some BS is gonna happen. Chelsea Green goes for the cover. Sonya Deville helps her in some fashion, and they're gonna win. There too. See, that's the thing with we have to look at is you're gonna have they're gonna have to lose the tag team titles, Lita and Becky.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And
it's more so because of Lita.
no, oh yeah, obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's gonna be another element to the Trish and Becky feud, and you need a team that shouldn't win, but it's like, okay, well, let's see what they can do. One of those. And Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, their banter, I think you can build that up, especially give them champion, and then Carmella can come back and be like, "Oh, I should have been champion." Like, there's a lot of avenues you can go down,
Okay.
and it's just more. I feel like in the realm of this era where they're thinking that way, and I mean, do Ronda and Shayna really need it? Like,
No, but I also, if we're supposed to believe that, well, and Becky and Lita are the top of the division, then do you
that's
really
true.
think Chelsea and Sonya can beat them?
That's true.
So that's
So
what I'm
yeah,
saying. It's
use my
like,
imagination here. Yeah.
and I just think that people wouldn't be as invested in it, because like I like Chelsea and I don't dislike Sonya. I don't particularly like feel one way or the other about her, but I feel like Ronda and Shayna are pretty hated. And then so them going up against Becky and Lita, who are loved, it's like the perfect match, like the perfect pairing. And so then if Ronda and Shayna win, then that's like, I don't know, the reaction that they would get would be massive. But I don't want to see it. But
I mean, we saw the Iconics win the tag team titles at WrestleMania.
I
So
liked the Iconics. How dare you?
iconic.
I liked it.
I like Peyton Royce.
Let's see. Okay, the Kingdom of Razor says Sara, after WrestleMania 39, Asuka wins her match on Raw as champion. Bianca shakes her hand, then low blows her. Stephanie McMahon reveals Bianca as the first member of the corporation. That would be interesting. The biggest problem is Steffi's not with the company anymore.
Yeah, you want to break the news.
And that sucks, man. That's something I'm still not over. I thought about that again the other day, and I was just like, I know that Stephanie wasn't on TV and stuff, but she was such a champion for the women in the back. And it's like, I know that Triple H kind of is too, but there are some moments where I'm like, really, Papa H, really? But he also says, boo, Ronda and Shayna, I want Chelsea Green. And then we have Kevin says Lita Becky versus Shayna Ronda backlash, but Trish Stratus betrayed Becky and Lita. Yeah, so it's exactly what we were thinking in some capacity is going to happen. So I am intrigued to see how this all unfolds. Not a match I'm particularly looking forward to, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be a bad match. another match that I'm excited for, but apparently people keep forgetting is even a match on the card. So maybe I'm just one of the
How do
few
you
people that
forget that this match is?
I don't know. People said, I think what I'm seeing is because people have felt similarly to what we've talked about in the past, where we're kind of just over the Judgment Day versus Edge stuff. But to me, this is just more exciting because it's not Judgment Day versus Edge. It's
No,
not
this is
Judgment.
Finn versus Edge. This
Yeah,
is
it's Demon Finn Balor versus Devil Edge, which I'm kind of confused. I don't really know what the difference between a devil and a demon is, but
they're like distant cousins.
so
They're cordial at the
this
family gatherings.
this is another one that I'm kind of torn on who I think will win. How do you know? Do you have a feeling of who
I
you
have
think
a
will?
gut
Okay, let's hear it.
checked it twice. It's Finn Balor. There's no
Okay.
reason for Edge to win. I'm sorry, there's just not. If he wins, like he got his win with Beth in that
Yes,
match,
at
and that
Elimination Chamber.
yeah. So now it's more like, all right, WrestleMania is a time where you need to stamp the future, or at least give us a path for the next year or so. And for the next year or so after Mania, Judgment Day is going to be the top faction. They are incredible. I mean, the amount of heat they have, which not only with Dom, but even Damian Priest is savage. I mean, I want to see him more in the ring. Rhea's going to be champion. Oops, spoiler alert, she is. And then you have Finn Balor, who he needs some sort of title run soon. And what a better way to kick it off than defeating a former WWE champion, a Hall of Famer, in a Hell in a Cell match that you can then stamp as your match and make it your own in a way. I think it's a no-brainer. Plus, I do want to get this off my chest before you say your piece. Gangrel is a free agent right now.
Oh yeah.
So I actually watched him at Limitless a few months back. Still can bump.
Well, he was a part of a wrestling school. He was a coach at Rikishi's wrestling school. I don't know when. I
So
think
is
it
Gangrel
doesn't
part of the
exist,
bloodline?
but huh?
Is Gangrel the part of the bloodline?
I guess by
By
happenstance.
association?
Yeah, sure. So the reason why I'm torn on this is because one, this could be, Edge's last Mania. Just because of his age, and he's talked about like nearing the end of his career. So if that's the case, Edge probably wins. On the flip side, though, this doesn't harm Edge if he loses. And if they're going to be bringing back the demon, which is something that they have shelved for years at this point, and the last time we saw him, it wasn't great. They really didn't let Finn do almost anything as the demon, and it wasn't ever really taken seriously. It was almost like treated so gimmicky, which to a certain extent, okay, sure, whatever, but it's supposed to be, I don't know, like I don't know how to like put it into words, but it's supposed to be a different side of him that is supposed to make the match better. It's supposed to make him better. Like it's supposed to just be something that, it's like Brood Edge. Like they brought that out because it gave you that same feeling. So that's why I would like to see Finn win. My only issue is, someone brought this up when they were talking about their matches, their predictions as well, is they felt like if Finn wins, doesn't that kind of make it seem like the door is still open, that this feud is not done, that there's still a reason for Edge to like say he has an issue with the Judgment Day? And we don't want that. We want this to be the nail in the coffin. We're done with this.
This is the nail in the coffin.
And that's the thing that's like tricky, is like Finn needs the win more, because even though he's obviously an established talent, I mean, he's like 41 years old. It's not like he's brand new and needs to be put over. But being a heel is new for him in WWE, and the Judgment Day has really been led by Rhea and Dominic. Finn and Damian, as great as they both have been, have kind of taken the back seat, and so this is a moment for Finn to shine, and I feel like he deserves the win. Edge has had his Mania moments. He can lose and then just realize, you know what? I'm not the devil. You're the demon. You are a devil slayer, or something. I don't know. I couldn't handle your demons.
Devil Slayer isn't bad.
Something like that. Just like, I don't know. I think Finn deserves to win. He needs the win. So I guess that's going to be my prediction.
Yeah.
because in some cases it's hard to just, come to a conclusion about who should be the winner versus, or who will be the winner versus who should be the winner. I kind of struggle with that sometimes. Um, so yeah, so I want to get to the comments because I keep seeing these.
Yeah, there's a lot of them tonight. Thank
I know. Thank you
you.
guys. So
Yes.
Kevin says one problem: every member of Judgment Day is going to have a match at WrestleMania, but not Damian Priest. I know. Is he in the
I was just about to ask. He might be
is
in the Andre the Giant. I
yeah,
can double
which
check
that's
that.
on SmackDown though. So
It's on SmackDown this
yeah, they're
year?
doing that on SmackDown. Yeah, it's
Oh,
because they
fuck
don't have
that.
time for it, I
How do
guess.
you not have
But
time in 2 nights? The fucking Battle
I
Royal.
don't
It's like
know.
15.
But yeah, no, that is a little weird. And it's sad in a way because Damien's not bad. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Finn needs this win because like he very easily could have not been on the card this year. And how fair would that be? The Judgment Day is one of the most over groups in the WWE right now, and it's not just because of Dominic, because
Well,
for a
Dom
long
does need
time
a
Dominic
manager.
wasn't doing anything with Ray. It was all about Edge and what they were doing to Edge and Beth and all of that. So yeah, I agree, it is kind of BS. The Kingdom of Razor says, even if Stephanie McMahon doesn't work for WWE, does this mean she can't do a program working with Bianca? The corporation with the heel Bianca would be sweet. I think it's not that she couldn't do it. I think it's more so up to whether or not she wants to be a part of it, because I mean, she's not signed to any other company. And from what I had heard, she was stepping away from the company to like be with her daughters and stuff like that. Like she wasn't going to
That's
have
your
any
mom.
affiliation anymore.
Yeah.
So Kevin says rumors are saying that the Hell in a Cell is no longer.
Yes, that is true. I read those today as well.
Really?
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
No Hell in a Cell?
No red.
Oh, there was a red Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, it's not good. It's very cartoony, video gamey. It was not a good look, and to go back to that steel gray look, it's a
Oh, is that what
Kerbin.
they
I agree,
had?
man. I'm so happy.
Is that what they had
Can't
with
breathe.
Becky and Lita?
Yes,
Or
yes,
Becky and Bailey? Oh,
yes.
okay.
Now you're yes.
Okay. I
Now
was
you
like,
can see.
I didn't catch on to that, to be honest.
No, yeah.
So hold on one second. Thank you.
Oh, I'll get to this one because this is
Okay.
my territory of the elite wrestling company. Christian has got the green light from Tony Khan to appear at Mania.
Oh.
Which, I mean, we're gonna
I
crack open the forbidden door.
I don't think so. I don't believe this.
I
You
can see
know,
this. Why do you
no.
think?
So remember the last time? What didn't they want like Jericho to be a part of something or something? And Tony was like, "I will let you guys have him, but only if you mention AEW live on
I
air."
think it
So
was Daddy Ass.
what would change between now and then?
It was Daddy Ass.
Okay, whatever. But what
I
would
also just
change
want to say
now?
Daddy Ass on stream. It's really fun.
I don't think Tony would be good with that.
I feel like okay. I don't want to get too off tangent with this, but with the amount of AEW and Elite Wrestling and stuff that I've listened to over the past few weeks, I believe that hold on, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, continue. Oh, yeah, just continue. Yeah, but I feel like it could happen. Point is, it could happen.
Okay. I don't think so. So that's my 2 cents. Also, I believe Pat is taller.
I'm 5'9".
Yeah, so he's taller. I'm like
Kings.
5'5", 5'6". So
Kings,
I was gonna say we've never met in person, so I don't know, but I'll believe you.
We've only met in the red streams.
Then we have the tag team championships: Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos, rumored to be possibly night 1 main event. I kind of feel like that's not going to happen, but I think it could be like a co-main event. We'll have it go on before the women.
I think about it.
I think it's going to be the women. I think that I don't think Triple H wants to deal with that drama. Of people being like, why wouldn't you let it be the women? Why wouldn't you let it be Rhea, who won the Royal Rumble, and Charlotte? No, I don't think. They also just gave Charlotte a Legends special on A&E. Don't even get me started on that, okay? But I think it'll be the women. I think this might go on before them. Or like there might be some Brock Lesnar and Omos go on between them to like cool people down because no one's gonna care.
Yeah, no,
But
Brock Lesnar Omos needs to.
yeah, no one's gonna care. But anyway, and that's me. I love Omos, but
We all.
anyway, what is your prediction?
Oh, you gotta have. I mean, after the buildup they've had and the shirt that he had him made and whatnot, I am all in. It's kind of obvious. KO, Sami Zayn, the Indie Boys. They're gonna take down Team WWE. It's just the bloodline is falling. This will be the first crack, and you have KO, Sami win, confetti falls to end the show. I mean,
It's not. So you think it's gonna be the main event?
yeah, I
Okay.
just it's too. You got to lean into what is the biggest story in the company right now, and the biggest story in the company on both shows is the bloodline.
So I am differing. I am saying that Charlotte Rhea will main event, and I'm also differing on this. I am picking the Usos. It goes hand in hand with my prediction for the men's showcase, the men's Mania showcase, and my theory of Roman losing, Usos winning, causing the drama between the bloodline, because we know that at least allegedly Roman is taking time off after Mania. So I could see that happening. It's tricky too, because I was going through my original my list and my predictions, and Mania is kind of one of those shows where anything can happen. It's not going to be, the entire card for both nights could be every heel winning. Like that's just how Mania is. They don't really care at Mania.
Yeah, they don't.
But with Triple H, you can't predict it yet. With Vince, it was kind of easy to be like, okay, it's gonna be babyface heel. Like you know how he's gonna do it. And so when I was going through my list, I was like, I picked a lot of heels to win. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right, but I think it would be intriguing if it went with the Usos because of and I think it's because I keep thinking about post Mania. If the Usos lose, and if let's say Roman does lose because we haven't gotten there yet, then Roman takes time off. Then what happens with the bloodline? Like I don't know. I might be crazy. I think most people. I didn't see anyone picking the Usos, so it's like maybe I'm just a crazy person. But I'm going with the Usos.
Here we go, King of the Razor being on my side.
I know I'm gonna get to them because here we go. Kevin says people can hate Omos versus Brock Lesnar, but that match is going to surprise everybody. I think it could be good, but I've seen a lot of people believe that it's going to be really quick, and I hope that it's not. But we'll get into the predictions in a little bit because I don't have that match coming up. The Kingdom of Razor says, Sarah and Patty, question for both of you. Where did you get the mic from? How much did you spend? Only if you don't mind. I got mine from Best Buy. And it's the Samson Q2U or something like that. And I think it was like $70 or something. It wasn't that expensive.
I was like 25 on Amazon. It's like a USB little setup that I found on Fat Kid Deals on Twitter.
Yeah, mine's USB, but it also has the option to do the other one too. If I ever became like a legitimate streamer, podcaster, whatever, I also have that option. So that's what I liked about this. And it is a mic that I forget what they call it, where it doesn't pick up the outside noise. That's why I have to like sit pretty close to it so you can hear me when I speak directly into the mic. I had the last one that I had, it picked up too much of the outside noise. So like when my nephew was running around and stuff, you could hear him. When the dogs were barking, you could hear him. So yeah, I basically looked up reviews on YouTube, and that's how I came to this conclusion, or even on Google. Nathaniel says, I got Edge winning versus Balor. Who you got? We were just saying we both have Finn, actually.
Finn.
In the Kingdom of Razor, yeah, he doesn't like that I picked the Usos, but it's cool. It's cool. Then we have the SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea. I feel like I don't have a whole lot to say about this other than Rhea Ripley's winning.
Yeah, no, I'm like I I don't mean to sound like a broken record and say the same things, but like, yeah, it's Rhea Ripley. I mean, hottest woman in the company right now, next
Literally
to
and
Asuka.
figuratively.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have a brawl. It is going to be a fight. It's going to be, I think, one of those matches that you think is just going to be your, oh, whatever, these two going at it, but you're going to be like, wow, they put on a pretty good match.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a little brutal. So, a lot of outside fight and all that. And what a way to stamp Rhea as the, leader of the locker room on SmackDown, and have Rhea and whoever wins the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah, I'm excited for this match. Like, not because the storyline or the buildup has made me excited. I'm excited because it's been a while since we've seen Charlotte in an actually like good competitive wrestling match. Nothing against the women that she's, had matches with since she came back however many months ago, but it's been a while since she was against someone of Rhea's caliber. And then of course we don't get to see Rhea wrestle that much either. So other than, she's had a couple like squash matches, so I'm really excited to see her do this. And I think it's just, I don't know, I think seeing someone win a championship for the first time, whether or not you're a fan of them, you like them, you don't, whatever, I think it is really cool because it does mean so much to so many of them. There are some people who don't care. I mean, like the infamous video of Brock Lesnar winning the title and he coming back through the gorilla and just throwing it at Vince. Like he did
Watching
not
the
give
match
a
right
shit.
now.
Yeah,
Watch that match right now.
he did not give a shit. So it's like, not everybody is like that. This is going to be like a huge moment for Rhea. And I'm not, the biggest fan of Charlotte, but I'm sure in some capacity it will be kind of cool to drop the title to somebody who is winning it for the first time at WrestleMania. And you have accumulated this legendary status that, you're kind of
legendary status.
You're giving it to somebody who's like the next generation kind of. So I think it'll be a really cool moment, and it's going to be interesting to see if she's able to contain her emotions, only because she is a heel. You don't really see those characters cry when they win, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't blame her. I
you
really
know,
wouldn't.
let the emotion pour out.
Yeah, I
totally
would be all for it. And it would be kind of cool to see Dominic come out too. Like,
oh, he's gonna celebrate with mommy.
yeah. Did you see her shirt that she wore on Raw?
I'm your mommy?
No, she wore it was snippets from when Dominic was arrested outside of Ray's house. So it was like 3 pictures and it was like save me mommy, I won't do well in jail or something like that.
So funny.
She posted it on her Twitter, so you should check it out. But yeah, no, I think that this is going to be a really good match. I think it could end up being one of those matches that we remember for a long time, kind of like Bianca and Sasha at Mania a couple of years ago. Like that was a match that I think, it won an ESPY. I'm not saying that this match is going to win an ESPY, but it's definitely one of those matches that people are going to remember. And I think this has the potential to be that as well.
It's a good shirt.
I know, right? I was like, are you going to sell that? Okay, let's see. Kevin says this match should be a fall count anywhere or no DQ match. Maybe we get that. That would be cool. Kingdom of Razor says, what if Rhea, Ripley, and Charlotte Flair use each other's finishers? Imagine Charlotte doing a riptide. That would be kind of cool.
I would like to see that.
I like it when they do that. Seth's done that.
That's another layer. It adds another layer to the feud.
Yeah, that would be cool. Kevin says the talent makes the champion, not the champion makes the talent. Exactly.
Yes, it's Curvin.
Yeah. So, is it Hervin?
No, Curvin.
No, Curvin. Oh, I'm sorry. I have bad eyesight. I couldn't see it. I'm sitting far enough back so that like I'm not too close.
Champ's got you, Curvin. Champ's got you.
There we go. So then we've got the men's WrestleMania showcase, which is Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders.
That's our favorite tag team, Sarah, the Viking Raiders.
I'm their biggest fan. Oh my God, I wish I was Valhalla. I have I'm trying to think if Okay, so when you go with your predictions, right? Everything that you pick has to make sense. Okay, so because I picked the Usos to win, I am choosing Strowman and Ricochet because gotta listen.
Okay. Sorry, I'm on a delay.
Just wait a second.
I'm
because I chose the Usos to beat Kevin Owens and Sammy, that means they are heel champions, which means that they will need a babyface team to face. So that leaves Strowman and Ricochet or the Street Profits. We've already done the Usos, the Street Profits thing. Not that I wouldn't like to revisit it, but we don't need to. Braun and Ricochet seem to be absolutely adored by Triple H right now. Plus, we've already seen glimpses of Montez versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. So it doesn't make sense in my eyes for the Street Profits to win to then feud for the tag team titles again and then just completely ignore Theory and Montez and that little rivalry-ness that they had going on just 2 weeks ago. So that's my thinking.
What's the Ravenclaw was the other one. Okay. I was gonna make a Viking Raiders joke, but got lost in my train of thought. I agree with that in a sense. I see where you're going with that. I don't know. This match could be up in the air for me. I feel like you could have the Street Profits win, and they could have their I'm just so in on the Street Profits right now.
Oh yeah,
so electric that make them tag champs and then have Montez be United States and have them just kind of run shit for a little bit on Raw and make it fun, and then you can still have.
They would be double champs though.
He would be. That's the point. Yeah.
No.
Double
tag champs.
I'm saying. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself with the thinking of a draft and splitting it up. But no, yeah.
Then there's a lot of people who think there's not going to be a draft because of how much they've had people coming that are on Raw and SmackDown. They've had a lot of intermingling recently,
setting up for the draft.
I don't think it. But then look at it from this perspective too, though. It's rumored that Triple H has already approved a new WWE Championship design, which then makes you believe they're going down to one. So if they have one championship, there's no draft because then that's going to be people are going on both shows. Anybody can go on both shows, which that's how things used to be. That's the Attitude Era. I loved it as a kid. I don't particularly love it now, but if that's the case, then people can go anywhere. People can feud with anybody.
I think Cody was holding his new title. I think he legitimately I think it's. We're not seeing these.
Who?
I mean, I'm gonna find these. Hold on, you.
No, that the one that was all decked out for the American Nightmare. That's not going to be the new championship.
I don't know.
If it was going to be a custom one. That's not the new one though. It had the American Nightmare stuff all over it. Who else is going to wear that? Nobody.
I just. It was a weird picture. It was a very weird picture. Yeah. But yeah, I just think I don't really this match. I'm more just interested in watching the match rather than in the I think this person or this I know this can happen whatever.
Yeah.
The amount of tag team wrestling I've watched over the past week and even more so with this rewatching, I just am so amused by it and love the team element of it, and I feel like the tag division doesn't get that attention that it deserves, and if we want to replicate the Attitude Era, obviously one of the best parts of it was the tag team division, so let's get it back up again.
Hold on one second. I don't have any celebration video. Dang it! I don't have. Okay.
Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, boy!
We just hit 503 subscribers, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I was just checking my YouTube really quick as you were talking, and then I saw that 503 subscribers, baby.
503.
Thanks, guys. If any of you new people are watching, there you go. Oh, this video. What? My video about how we need good WrestleMania entrances this year has 4 likes and 3 dislikes. Please explain. Who is
People
saying
just
no?
want vanilla.
Imagine
entrance.
saying no.
I know. It just, oh, you don't want pyro? That's fine. Well, you're not going to get cheered. You're going to get silent treatment. So,
all right, moving on because we're already at an hour. Can you believe that? And we still have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches to talk about. Okay. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. Daddy versus baby son.
This should have opened the match.
What?
This should have opened the show. This should
Maybe
open
it
the
does
show.
on Sunday.
Oh, true. I didn't think of that.
I'm torn on this one as well. I still think that Dominic is going to show up in a lowrider. I don't know that okay, wait. He's definitely showing up in a lowrider. For sure, 1,000,000%. If he's not, whatever. Okay, I got it wrong. But he mentioned Eddie again. And he said that Eddie should have been my dad. I wish he was my father and you weren't, blah, blah, blah.
I'm so happy.
So he's either for sure coming out in a lowrider, or he's going to completely troll and come out to Eddie, Latino Heat. If he does, I'm going to like lose my
wait, which Eddie song?
Latino Heat though.
So Latino.
No, not the old school. No, I lie, I cheat, I steal. Oh yeah, so if I lie, I cheat, I steal. Yeah, so that's the one that he came out to in the lowrider, not the other one.
Oh, okay, well,
Latino Heat, he came out with China and Roses, like.
But that would be more of the Eddie that he's doing.
But this is WrestleMania. You need to come out in a big, extraordinary way, and you're gonna come out in a car.
Yeah, what if he does both?
No, he's not. No. So I think he's gonna do something to do with Eddie. Like I said, it's either gonna be both or it's gonna be at least the car. And I don't know who I think should win, but I kind of think Rey.
No, stop it.
But listen, this is my theory. Okay, Rey, because that ends the feud, and then it's like, that's what people are going to go home being happy about, right? This possibly could be Rey's last Mania, although he said recently that he was going to cap it at 50. So that's still a bit away. I don't think he's near 50, is he? I don't think so.
We're going to the Google.
But then at the same time, imagine the crowd reaction to Dominic winning at WrestleMania, but not only at WrestleMania, against his dad.
That place, the roof might come off.
Yeah.
By booze. Would be. I think that's what I'm saying. I think you need to put Dominic to win, and then you just have the Judgment Day. It's there. It's the crowning of the Judgment Day. When one empire falls, Sarah, another.
So is it going to be like
from the ashes, like a phoenix?
So Rey's high is going to be the Hall of Fame, and then his absolute low is going to be losing.
Yes.
Is it gonna? But is it gonna?
The torch.
Well, it's not passing the torch. He's not Rey Mysterio. Like Dominic is never going to be his dad. Stop. He's not going to be
his own person.
Yeah, but he's not. It's not passing the torch. Stop. That's so dramatic. He is not.
WrestleMania in Hollywood. How much more dramatic can we be?
Rey Mysterio passing the torch to Dominic. That is dramatic.
That's it. No. That's it. That's my career. I lost my son. I went.
I don't think so. I don't think that's how he'd want it to end. And if he has 2 more years, he's not ending it now.
No, there's no reason. No, you're no.
I'm wrong. Whatever. So I don't know. I think it could be, I don't know. We shall see. Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
All right. Well, before no, that's a bathroom break match, is what I was trying to get at. That is a bathroom break.
Oh. And I feel bad for Omos, because like going against Brock Lesnar at any pay-per-view is like a big deal, because I mean he's been in so many main events, and he beat The Undertaker and whatever. So it's like it is a big deal, especially because Lesnar gets a lot of say in who he faces. So if he was like, cool, yeah, I'll face Omos, and it's like, okay. But yeah, I mean the hype for this match has been awful. Even what they did at Raw, like what was that? Like, why?
The weigh-in, it's just to build up the prize fight and all that, but
they didn't
it's
have a
very
weigh-in. It ended in 2 seconds. It was just stupid. Like, it just no one's excited about it. And I do think Lesnar is gonna walk away with this because I can't imagine him signing on and then being like, "Yes, I'm good with losing." No, he wants to win.
Mhm.
You have nothing to say.
Well, just like I'm gonna be into this match. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like I'm just like, okay, it's gonna be the match that I will probably be looking at my phone the most, probably tweeting the most, maybe go out, go for a walk around my house, get some snacks, go to the bathroom, all that fun jazz. And then I'll come back and Brock Lesnar will be hitting an F5 on Omos and the crowd's gonna go crazy. And
Do you
then
think he
Brock's gonna
can?
win.
Do you think he can pick him up?
Yes. I think Brock Lesnar could pick up in what's the air the 40 the big ships. You throw it.
I giant boat. That's what you mean.
No,
A
it's
giant
the
boat.
aircraft carriers. I think he could
Well,
legit
okay.
he could he's like that freakishly strong.
All right.
He's a monster.
But I agree. This is not a match I particularly care about. That's why I was saying it's possible that they would have this in between like the tag team match and like Rhea and Charlotte. Like if they want to like cool them down, put this up there because it's not that they were like, oh, this match is good enough to be the main event. No, they need you to calm down to get you back hyped up because they don't usually like to do really fan interested matches right after each other. They don't. They need you to, have energy throughout the entire show. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther versus Sheamus versus. I love Imperium. I was so excited to see them last night. I would have been like, Giovanni Vinci, I am here for you. And then he would be like, go away. And I'd be like, and Drew McIntyre. So like I said, I looked up people's predictions before we got on here, and I was very disturbed about what I saw. So I saw a lot of people picking Sheamus, and I don't appreciate it. And the only reason
wins.
That's my thinking, right? There's no way that first of all that they don't have him beat Honky Tonk Man's record as Intercontinental Champion. There's no way.
You have to go as long as you can. The Honky Tonk, like talk about outdated records.
Yeah,
that is an outdated record.
The fact that his name was the Honky Tonk Man, I mean, we're not talking about that was 2 years ago,
He's the Honky Tonk
But
Man.
most people are just like saying Sheamus because he would become a Grand Slam champion. But I'm like, but it's kind of like, what we talked about a little bit with Roman, whether or not he's going to win or lose against Cody. And people who say that he's going to win is because they want him to hit 1,000 days. Well, it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. And although Sheamus deserves to be a Grand Slam champion, there's not, I'm not disagreeing with that. But unless he's planning on retiring soon, there's plenty of other opportunities for him to become Intercontinental Champion at some point. It doesn't need to be against Gunther and the biggest match of his career, Gunther's specifically. Because Sheamus has had his Mania moments. Drew McIntyre hasn't had as many, but he's had a few, since he came back. Like Gunther hasn't done a Mania.
No,
he needs this.
Talk about the most over factions. Judgment Day is going to have a real problem with Imperium on SmackDown because Imperium right now is one of the most just dominant and awesome groups in WWE right now. And the fact that you have Gunther running it and you need to have him be, build him up as much as you can. And by having him have a historic intercontinental title reign, then you can have him get to that next step of WWE Championship and have him, compete for that, and it builds up there. Like the Imperium's so over right now, and they're so good. You need to give him that moment. You just need to.
And that they like them backstage too, because one, they had Cody go one-on-one with Ludwig. Like it wasn't Cody one-on-one with Gunther, that wouldn't have been surprising. It was Ludwig. So that tells you how they feel about him. They also had Gunther on Raw last night. They didn't need to have him on Raw for no reason. He had an Intercontinental Championship match with Dolph Ziggler. I love Dolph, but like, you know, like he didn't need to be on Raw for that. It had nothing to do with what he's doing at Mania. So, and you know, Giovanni Vinci is going to have his moment. Okay. Don't worry about him. I'm not going to worry about it yet. But, yeah,
You're
no,
not going to worry about it?
I'm not worried about it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Imperium needs to be built this way, and if they're going to be led by Gunther, there's no reason for him to lose this match. But I do think it's going to be, again, we're going to say this probably a million times, but I think this could be like the match of the weekend, possibly. Like this could be a candidate. I think
this would definitely, this is a show stealer. Yeah.
Yeah, if this is going to be anything like Sheamus versus Gunther at Clash at the Castle, and then you're adding in the element of Drew McIntyre, this match is going to be like hard hitting, brutal wrestling, UK style wrestling that like if you are, you know, like me who like that style of wrestling and wrestling man, then you're going to like it. You know, this is very like it's going to be what's it going to be?
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Yes. it is. It's going to be big meaty men slapping meat.
It's the best kind of wrestling.
Yes. So Gunther has to win. There's no other answer to this. And if you disagree, that's fine. I just want to let you know you're wrong. So then we have
both of us. Yeah. Yes.
So now we have the Raw Women's Championship match. Bianca Belair, who is the current champion, versus Asuka.
So excited for this match. Asuka, I'm just locking it in right now. My prediction, locking it in. Asuka. After the promo I watched on her last night on Raw, and now rewatch, like you forget she was undefeated.
I know, for a very long time.
Yeah, and guess who broke that record?
Bianca?
No, Charlotte.
Oh.
So
of course she did. She's a legend.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. There it is.
She's our legend. She's our queen.
But our queen really is Asuka, and the fact that, you know, Io Sky and Becky put on that type of match last night, just imagine Io Sky and Asuka for the WWE Women's title. Like, that's where my mind is. I'm not even, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of going off track here, but like, just Asuka is ready to have just a dominant title reign where you have banger after banger after
banger after banger after banger after banger after
matches with whoever you put in front. Maybe Asuka goes toe to toe with Damage Control, and Io Sky gets a shot at the title. Then you have Dakota Kai getting a shot at the title. They have Bayley, and just Asuka just keeps knocking them down left and right. And honestly, there's no better match to kick off that reign of dominance than having an absolute, I think will be better than the SmackDown Women's title match. This will be the show stealer for the women because they're both absolutely incredible in the ring for completely different reasons.
Yeah, I believe Asuka's going to win as well. I think Bianca's been a great champion, but she'll have been a champion now for a year. So I think it is, you know, it's time for it to be moved to Asuka. And I think it's going to be really cool to see Asuka have a women's title run as a heel in this new character. And I feel like that makes it a lot more interesting than if we were just, you know, if this was just a typical Bianca versus Asuka match. It would be great, but this character change in her, I think, gets me a little bit more excited about it than, you know, like I said. So yeah, no, I think this could be, I'm glad that if we have only, you know, 3 women's matches on the card, that this is one of them. I'm glad that if we're going to have to deal with only having 2 singles women's matches, that we got the 2 that we have, because I think that those make the most sense and have me the most excited to actually watch them, because I think they're both going to deliver beyond what our expectations are. So I am very excited about this. It would be very interesting to see if Bianca were to turn heel at some point, but I did have one idea. So, Alexa Bliss is going to be at Mania, at least at the show. Since her feud with Bianca ended kind of awkwardly after a very mediocre match, do you see her coming back and interfering at all on behalf of Asuka, but only to continue her feud with Bianca, not because like she's going for the women's title?
No. Yeah.
Because that became a thing with their story, but I mean, I don't know that people are really going to really care if she were to come back to feud with Bianca and it wasn't for the title. I don't think that people would really care, but
no, I think you need it. It's a good way to get Alexa back into the mix. It can be a nice last feud for Bianca before she takes some time off, and then you can build up Alexa and have her beat Bianca because she got her the first time. I like that idea. I would really steer into that. I'm going with that. I like that. Let's go.
Yeah, because there's a few ideas that people have talked about of people returning or debuting in the middle of a match that I don't like. Well, this is the only one that I thought of. I was like, okay, that would kind of make sense because she's said to be there. Obviously, like a lot of people who are not currently working are going to be. But she's the only one that I didn't really have an issue with. Because what was the other one? Oh, another person's theory, another person's theory that I thought was absolutely bonkers, and you can tell me if I'm wrong for thinking it was bonkers, but it's going back to Rollins versus Logan Paul. I saw someone say Logan was going to win because Jay White is going to interfere to help Logan win to kick off his feud with Seth Rollins. Okay, hold on. Digest for a second, right? At first you're just like, what? Right? And my initial thoughts are like, that is so stupid. And I still believe that. Because I think there are other ways for Jay White to debut in WWE and feud with Seth Rollins, which would be complete banger after banger after banger. But why the fuck would he be debuting to help Logan Paul? Like, that's the thing that I think people are not thinking about. Why would he be like, yeah, that's how I want to debut in WWE? Forget all of my like credentials and all of this resume that I've made. I want to come into WWE and help that guy. Like, why? There's plenty of other ways that he could
the most, and that would be
But like he can face Seth by debuting on Raw. Like it doesn't have to be at the hands of Logan Paul. Like that's so ridiculous to me. Who would want to see that? Anybody who followed him in New Japan would be shitting themselves, being like, why is he helping Logan Paul? Am I crazy?
I'm kind of trying to.
You want to see it?
I want chaos, Sarah. I want chaos.
To help Logan Paul defeat Seth Rollins so he goes 0-4 at Mania against Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
Chaos and
Logan Paul.
Okay, fine. I don't know.
I would love to see that match. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I don't want him helping Logan. Not at the expense of Seth losing. The other one has to do with the main event. Since we're getting into it. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Cody Rhodes versus the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. One theory that I saw, and people have been putting it online, I absolutely despise it. Randy Orton is also said to be in the house.
I saw that. That would be awesome.
Mania, which of course he is. A ton of people who are not currently working, or even Kelly is supposed to be there. Like, oh my god, is she gonna be involved? She's pregnant. So she's not. What?
Pregnant Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So she's not going to be involved. Thank God. But anyway, someone has, there's been people talking about him getting involved in either helping Roman win or helping Cody win. Randy, I mean, I hate it. This needs to be a match that Cody has absolutely no help in.
No help. He needs no help.
I'm torn on this one. I'm leaning towards Cody winning because to me it just doesn't make any sense for Roman to win. He doesn't need to hit 1,000 days. If he's taking time off Mania, I will be absolutely livid beyond livid if he wins and then takes time off Mania, because I think that's ridiculous. Like, dude already doesn't show up for Raws and SmackDowns as it is. Then you're going to take possibly up to 4 months off. No, that's a Vince move. Funny. Triple H does not do that. You don't let someone hold the title hostage. Okay. We don't do that. We don't go back to the Brock Lesnar one-time championship reign where he held the title hostage. We don't do that. And I think it would just be a shame at this point. Look, like we were talking about it a little earlier. I was very proud of Phoenix being as loud as they were on Raw with their whoa. They were even louder than last week. So imagine that stadium on Sunday night. And he's apparently going to have record-breaking pyro.
Record-breaking pyro. Sarah, I am so excited for this.
Rest in peace to those people's ears. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God. I cannot wait. The pyro is going to be electric.
He's going to get those like fireworks that like line the outside.
The entire stadium is going to be going. We might get even fireworks downtown. Get a nice aerial shot there.
He's got Brandy in the backyard setting off like fireworks in their backyard in Georgia.
Like everywhere, fireworks.
Yeah. So I am excited to see their entrances, especially if, this is Cody's first Mania back where we know that he's coming back. So he has the opportunity to have a really cool Mania entrance. And this could be Roman's last Mania as the tribal chief. So it'll be interesting to see what he does, if anything. I do think Cody wins. I don't understand the people who don't think that this has been a good build up or that there's no way that you could be behind Cody. I don't understand that. I don't think that you need to really know who Cody was before he came back last year or even before he came back at Royal Rumble to be invested in this match. I think that's just an excuse. Cody has carried this feud, if we're being honest. Roman's come face to face with him 2 times in 2 months.
Yes.
Okay. 2 times. And it's basically been Paul Heyman and Cody carrying this feud. So if you want to then reward Roman, that makes no sense to me.
Yes, I agree. Sarah, get some comments while I take a little bathroom break myself because.
Oh, okay. I didn't see we had any because I didn't see. Let's say. Okay, so Curvin said both showcase matches need to be WrestleMania kickoff show. I agree. I think that's what a lot of people were saying, and I'm kind of confused about why these were even added. I mean, I like the idea of adding more people to Mania and getting them on the show, especially people that you might think should be, like the Street Profits or something. And I do like that it is a tag match, even if it is a 4-way tag match. I do like that better than being a battle royal, because I think battle royals are just boring and it's just not my cup of tea. But I wouldn't be surprised if they are matches that are pretty early on in the show. I mean, other than Saturday night, we know that is going to be Rollins and Logan Paul. But I don't disagree completely. The Kingdom of Razor says Asuka wins Raw Women's Championship. Bianca turns heel. Corporation is formed. He's all in on this corporation.
Really want a corporation back.
I mean, I think it could be cool, but
just no need for it. I mean, if I take it back that there's no need for it. There's always a need. You can always do that story, and I think it works with anyone really.
And the idea of it being formed by Bianca, I feel like is the one that's like,
but not right now.
Well, yeah, it could be something in the future. He also says Roman Reigns doesn't need to be champion anymore after WrestleMania 39. He's done. And I agree. I think that he wanted a vacation, and I don't. And that's the thing. When I talk about him and his vacations and whatever, I'm not dissing him. The man's been champion for close to 3 years. Like, I understand, but he's taken so much time off that and he barely wrestles. He doesn't do anything. He had a match a month ago. Like, he hasn't wrestled since a month ago. And before that, it was at the Royal Rumble. He's not wrestling. And the only time that he's been doing anything is backstage segments where he's just sitting on a couch, or he comes out, talks his crap, and then leaves. That was the end of the show. So if he wants a break, by all means, take your break, boy, but drop your titles. Because there are people who are actually invested in the championship and want to see other people have it, especially if you're just not interested in showing up and being the champion. You know?
Yeah.
And this is also coming from someone who likes Roman Reigns. So,
Oh yeah, I'm a
and
big
then
fan of Tribal Chief.
Ladarius says, "Hey Sarah and Piss, loving the predictions." Thank you, Ladarius. But anyway, did you have anything else to add to the main event, or were you done?
I mean, the one thing I'll say about the main event is that pretty much everything you said. I mean, it's just, this is going to be the Cody Rhodes show. I mean, I'll just put it out there. It's shits and giggles. When The Rock comes out, it sets up their match at 40. But like other than that, I mean, yeah, pretty much what you said. I mean, you can't beat a dead horse. I mean, it's gonna be Cody Rhodes. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of how, not if.
I honestly think that I'm trying to not get my hopes up about Cody winning just because I don't want to be disappointed. But I think that could be a moment that actually makes me emotional too. Like, because he's such a sappy guy now. And I don't, my sister and I were talking about this earlier and we were like, oh, he's so emotional now, and maybe he always has been, but he just shows it now.
Oh yeah,
And
he's obviously it's showing.
yeah, and it just makes you wonder, is it because he had a daughter? Because sometimes that makes it come out in men specifically when they have a daughter. Is it because of, thinking about his dad? Is it because of the emotions of becoming a champion and being the first in the family? Is it because of the stuff that he's been through since he originally left WWE? There's a whole lot. And I think that him winning is going to be overwhelmingly emotional for a lot of people. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see tears from him. 1,000% we're seeing tears from him, but I wouldn't be surprised if they pan to the audience and see people too, because people have been invested in this storyline, but people have been invested in Cody too. And him coming in as the ultimate underdog, like, people can relate to that. People can relate to the struggle of trying to get to the top of the mountain of something that you love and you're passionate about and you've been striving for so long. I think it could be like a really, really big moment that I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I'm also like teary at. And that
Oh,
I'm
I
a little
probably will tear
biased,
up.
but
I probably will. I
oh
probably
yeah.
tear up a bit. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a really special moment that I
Yeah.
can't wait for.
I mean, I'm a little biased because I've liked Cody forever, but still, I think this Mania has the potential to be top 5 all time. I know that we always say it's going to be the greatest WrestleMania ever. We say that every year though.
That's a
So
high standard
like,
to that right
but
now.
sometimes, you kind of have like recency bias. So like you'll watch a Mania and you'll be like, wow, that was amazing. And then you watch it back and you're like, oh, it wasn't that good,
Yeah.
So I think that this could wind up being one that maybe does go down as like a top 5 of all time. So
yeah,
those are our predictions.
Predictions ran long today, but that's what happens.
13
WrestleMania runs
matches,
long.
man. Yeah,
That's what
13
happens.
matches.
Everything's gonna run long during WrestleMania season. That's just how it goes.
I'm kind of bummed we don't have anything else to talk about. We can talk about the results, but that's then we're moving on.
Then we move on to Backlash and
Money in the Bank.
WrestleMania talk, Money in the Bank. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome, and you can stick around and be part of that by following us on all the social media platforms. Okay, we'll start with Twitter at @Pat_Pitts and at @SmarshXO for all of our thoughts about not only just the great sport of professional wrestling, but other stuff too. If you're a sports fan, if you're a music person, if you're just a fan of nonsense, that's what happens when you follow us. Instagram, Pitsy35 and at @SMarsh_. If I post my stories and different articles I write and whatnot up there, so go check that out. Then Sarah's YouTube channel, okay, where we're on right now. If you're watching on our Twitters, because we live stream there too, hit that subscribe button. We're at 503. We hit during the show. Amazing feat that we hit there, and Sarah's been grinding on those videos to get them out. We show up every week and at least do 2. We've been really good with the multiple. It may not be 3, but we definitely get the 2 out there, which is really good and consistent. And I mean, we have at least over 250 videos at this point.
Oh yeah.
Like way
I forget
more.
what the number was. I think it was like we're almost at 300. Actually.
Yeah, like I mean, we have, if you miss anything in the archives, which brings me up to the next point, is that if you don't have time to watch us for an hour and 29 minutes and 38 seconds. Sara clips them, and I did too for a bit, but Sara clips them, and we put them on the YouTube channel, and you guys can watch just the clip itself.
TikTok too. I forgot.
And TikTok
I'm
now.
posting YouTube Shorts. I'm posting TikTok.
Come on.
I mean, it's my TikTok account, and I'm just posting clips from this. It's Smarsh XO. It's the same as my Twitter handle. So I'm trying to do that, and then I'm hoping that like once I kind of get out of my boomer phase and figure out how to use TikTok like the kids, that I can post, specific TikTok content as well. But yeah, I'm trying to, we're trying to expand, trying to get us out there. So
try to be at next WrestleMania. WrestleMania 40 will be there.
Yeah,
we'll be
hope
there.
So.
We'll be there in Philly. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Remember that you can do it. All you gotta do is try. We will see you next time.